Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Senior Health Podcast. I know many of you tune in each week for guidance on living longer, healthier, and more joyful lives. Normally, my co-host, the remarkable Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara, would be with us today. But as some of you may know, he's taking a short leave. While we'll miss him, I'm honored to welcome a very special guest, Dr. Jivaka, an 84-year-old physician deeply rooted in Buddhist healing traditions. His wisdom blends compassion, mindfulness, and practical medicine in a way that feels timeless. Go ahead and drop your age and a little about your diet in the comments. We'll craft a personalized exercise plan just for you. And remember, this is part of a limited series, so if you skip it now, you might miss your chance. Dr. Jivaka, thank you for being with us.
Thank you, Dr. John. It is a joy to join this conversation. In Buddhism, we often say that health is not only the absence of illness, but the harmony between body, mind, and spirit. Every breath, every step can be medicine if done with awareness. I am glad to share this space with you and our listeners.
That's beautifully said. And today's topic is fascinating. Did you know Japan has more centenarians, people over 100, per capita than anywhere else in the world? Over 90,000 individuals are living past a century. Many researchers thought it was just genetics or diet. But surprisingly, some of the strongest evidence points to 6 simple daily movements that Japanese elders practice. Movements so basic they don't even look like exercise.
Yes, what appears simple is often profound. These movements are gentle, yet they awaken the whole body and calm the mind. Western science now confirms what elders have known for centuries, that mindful movement protects not only the joints and the heart, but also the clarity of the mind.
Exactly. In fact, Harvard researchers followed Japanese elders for years and found they showed up to 40% less cognitive decline compared to their Western counterparts. And the first movement is so simple, most Americans have never even heard of it. Dr. Jivaka, could you introduce it?
The first movement is called Sampo, which simply means walking. But it is not ordinary walking. It is slow, intentional, and mindful, like a meditation in motion. Japanese elders often begin their day with Sampo, moving at half their normal speed. Each step is tied to the breath. One inhale for 2 steps, holding for 2, then exhaling over 4. This rhythm calms the nervous system and brings harmony between body and mind.
So instead of power walking or trying to burn calories, it's about slowing down?
Exactly. When you walk slowly, your feet make full contact with the ground. You roll from heel to arch to toes, awakening all 33 joints in the foot. This sends signals to the brain, strengthening balance and awareness of space. Many Western seniors who try Sampo improve their single-leg balance dramatically in just a few weeks.
That's incredible. I came across a 2019 Kyoto University study that followed 3,000 seniors over 10 years. Those who practiced Sampo daily had 62% less arterial stiffness and lower blood pressure compared to those who didn't. It seems this practice really supports cardiovascular health.
Yes, and beyond the numbers, it nourishes the spirit. Walking at dawn, breathing with the rhythm of the earth, one feels less rushed, less burdened. It becomes not exercise, but a ritual of presence.
I love that. For our listeners who want to try, what's the best way to begin?
Start small, perhaps 10 minutes each morning before breakfast. Keep your eyes 6 feet ahead. Let your arms swing gently and follow the breath pattern. Choose natural ground when you can, like grass or dirt, instead of a treadmill. Over time, you can build to 30 minutes. Remember, it is not about distance or speed. It is about awareness with each step.
So simple, yet powerful. And I can imagine it also reduces morning stress since cortisol is higher in the morning.
Yes, the timing deepens its effect. As the Buddha once said, peace comes from within. Do not seek it without. With Sampo, peace is found step by mindful step.
Dr. Jivaka, the first movement, Sampo, was beautifully simple yet profound. You mentioned that Japanese elders treat even basic walking as a form of medicine. What comes next in their daily practice?
The second practice is known as Rajio Taiso, or radio calisthenics. In Japan, every morning at 6:30 a.m., a piano melody is broadcast nationwide. Elders and even schoolchildren rise to follow a 3-minute sequence of gentle stretches. This tradition began in 1928, and even now millions participate daily.
That's amazing. And this isn't like heavy gym training, right?
No, not at all. These are flowing movements, raising the arms, rotating the shoulders, twisting the spine, bending gently side to side. It is continuous motion, never forced or strained. Think of it like oil for the body's hinges. In Buddhism, we often say, what we use, we keep alive. What we neglect, we lose. These stretches keep the joints alive.
I saw a study from Osaka Medical College. They followed 8,000 seniors over 60 who practiced Rajio Taiso every day. The results were striking: 40% fewer falls, 55% less chronic back pain, and nearly full range of motion in their shoulders and hips, even into their 80s. That's real evidence.
Yes, and the science behind it is simple. These gentle movements increase the production of synovial fluid, the lubricant in our joints, by as much as 30%. Without movement, that fluid thickens and stiffness grows. But with daily practice, the body stays supple like bamboo that bends but does not break.
That's a wonderful image, like bamboo. And I imagine the timing also matters.
Indeed. Japanese elders do this immediately after waking, before eating or drinking. At that time, the body is still fresh from rest, and natural growth hormones are active. The tissues respond more deeply to stretching.
So in just 3 minutes, they get a full body tune-up every morning.
Yes, and it is not only physical. Moving with rhythm, breathing in harmony, creates a sense of joy. Even companies in Japan gather employees for group practice before work begins. Studies show such workers take fewer sick days. When the body and mind are awakened together, the whole day changes.
For our listeners, if doing the full routine feels difficult, where should they start?
Begin with the simplest motions, the arm raises with the breath, and gentle twists of the spine. Do them slowly, as if moving through warm honey. The intention is not to push, but to awaken. With consistency, the body remembers.
That's so practical. And I love how this practice has both cultural depth and scientific validation.
Yes, in the middle path of health, tradition and science are not enemies. They are companions walking together.
So far, we've covered Sampo, the art of slow walking, and Rajio Taiso, the daily stretching routine. Both are gentle, simple practices, yet they have profound effects. What comes next, Dr. Jivaka?
The third movement is the deep squat rest, which in Japanese we call Shinko Suwari. If you visit a Japanese park or garden, you may see elders squatting comfortably, heels flat on the ground, sometimes for 20 or 30 minutes. They may be chatting with friends, tending to plants, or simply resting.
That's interesting because in the West, most people, especially those over 60, struggle to squat at all, let alone hold it for minutes.
Yes. This is because Western culture has lost the habit. Chairs replace natural resting positions. But in many Asian traditions, squatting is part of daily life. And when the practice is maintained, the hips, knees, and ankles remain flexible throughout life.
I came across a fascinating study from the Tokyo Metropolitan Institute of Gerontology. They followed 5,000 seniors for 12 years. Those who could hold a deep squat for at least 2 minutes had a 70% lower risk of needing assisted living. On average, they remained independent 9 years longer than those who couldn't squat. That's remarkable.
It is remarkable, but also very natural. The deep squat is a full body medicine. It opens the hips to their full range of motion, keeps the ankles mobile, and strengthens the pelvic floor muscles. These same muscles are vital for bladder control, which is often a hidden concern as people age, and the squat decompresses the spine, allowing nourishment to flow back into the discs.
That explains why Harvard researchers found that cultures where squatting is common have far fewer hip replacements and much less lower back pain.
Exactly. And beyond the science, the squat is a position of humility. In Buddhist practice, sitting close to the earth reminds us of simplicity, of our connection to nature. It teaches patience and presence.
For those of us who didn't grow up squatting, what's the safe way to start?
Begin gently. Stand with your feet shoulder width apart, toes slightly outward, and let your back rest against a wall as you lower down. If your heels won't touch the floor, place a small towel under them. Hold for just 30 seconds. Over time, your body will remember. The key is frequency. Several short squats throughout the day are more beneficial than forcing a long one.
That's practical advice. And I like the idea of using it in daily life, like waiting for a bus or gardening.
Yes, integrate it naturally. Play with grandchildren in a squat, sort shelves from this position. Even pause in a squat while tying your shoes. When something is woven into life, it does not feel like exercise. It feels like living.
Beautifully said. It's both functional and spiritual, a way to stay connected to independence and to the earth beneath us.
Indeed. As the Buddha taught, sit as the earth sits, firm and humble. The deep squat is one way to embody that teaching in everyday life.
Dr. Javaka, we've covered walking, stretching, and the deep squat. Each practice strengthens the body in its own unique way. What's the next movement in this Japanese tradition?
The fourth practice is deceptively simple, standing on one leg. In Japan, doctors often prescribe this to seniors the way Western doctors prescribe medicine. It is called ashi, which means leg. Elders are encouraged to stand on one leg for about a minute twice a day.
Just standing on one leg? That sounds almost too simple. But I imagine the benefits go deeper than they appear.
Yes, much deeper. When you stand on one leg, the body makes thousands of tiny adjustments each minute to keep balance. These micro movements strengthen not only the muscles, but also the nervous system. The sensors in your joints, the inner ear's balance system, and even your visual processing all sharpen. It is like training the body and the brain at the same time.
That explains why the data is so strong. I read about a 15-year study from Fukuoka University that tracked 12,000 participants. Those who practiced daily single-leg standing had 68% fewer hip fractures and 75% fewer falls requiring hospitalization. And brain scans even showed more gray matter in areas that control coordination and balance.
Yes, in Buddhist terms, it is like practicing stillness within movement. Even though the body is standing still, the mind is deeply engaged. The practice awakens awareness.
For someone new to this, how do you recommend they begin?
Start near a wall or sturdy chair for safety. Lift one foot just an inch off the ground. Keep your gaze steady on a point in front of you and breathe normally. Begin with 30 seconds per leg. As you grow comfortable, try closing your eyes. Without vision, the body's other senses become sharper.
I like that progression, and I've heard Japanese elders often tie this practice to daily routines like brushing their teeth.
Yes, exactly. When you attach the practice to an existing habit, it becomes natural and automatic. Over time, you can add variations, gently turning the head, lifting the arms, or circling the raised foot. These small changes keep the nervous system learning and adapting.
That's fascinating. Mayo Clinic researchers even found that single-leg standing is a better predictor of longevity than blood pressure or cholesterol. People over 60 who can hold the position for 30 seconds often live as long as those 10 years younger.
Yes, the practice seems simple, yet it teaches balance in every sense: physical, mental, and even spiritual. As the Buddha said, balance is the key to life. Standing on one leg reminds us of this truth every day.
So it's more than a balance exercise. It's a practice of harmony.
Indeed, and harmony, both in body and mind, is the foundation of longevity.
So far, we've looked at walking, stretching, squatting, and balance. Each of these builds on the other. But I understand that Japanese elders also spend a lot of time sitting on the floor. Could you tell us about that practice?
Yes, Dr. John. This is the art of Caesar and other floor-sitting postures. In Japan, it is common for elders to sit on the floor for meals, for tea, for socializing, even for watching television. And every time they move from standing to sitting and back again, they are strengthening and balancing the entire body.
That makes sense. I read a study from the University of Tsukuba that followed 10,000 seniors. Those who regularly sat on the floor had 40% more lower body strength and 50% better hip flexibility than those.
Yes, because these transitions are not only physical, they are mental. Rising and lowering the body requires planning, coordination, and awareness. The brain's executive centers are activated each time. In Buddhist teaching, we often speak of full attention in small acts. Even standing up from the floor can be a meditation if done mindfully.
That's powerful. So, in a way, this is both exercise and a mental workout.
Exactly. Each transition strengthens the legs, hips, and core, while also training the mind. It is a daily reminder of impermanence, down and up, soft and strong, yielding and rising.
For those not used to sitting on the floor, it can be challenging. How should they start safely?
Begin gradually. Use a low stool or ottoman as a halfway step. Lower one knee at a time with support, then rise in reverse. Practice on a soft mat or carpet to protect the knees. At first, even 2 or 3 transitions a day are enough. Over weeks, the body adapts, and it becomes natural.
That's encouraging. And I remember reading that Brazilian researchers found people who could rise from the floor without using their hands lived an average of 6 years longer than those who couldn't. That's a huge difference.
Yes, because it reflects vitality in many systems: muscles, balance, coordination, even confidence. And beyond the science, sitting on the floor brings us closer to the earth. In Buddhism, we bow low to honor life, to remind ourselves of humility. Floor sitting carries that same spirit.
So in daily life, even something as simple as having tea on the floor becomes a form of longevity training.
Yes, health is not always found in effort. Sometimes it is hidden in ordinary postures, practiced with awareness.
Dr. Javaka, we've gone through 5 practices so far: slow walking, stretching, deep squatting, single leg standing, and floor sitting. Each one builds strength, balance, and awareness. But I hear the final movement is considered the most powerful of them all.
Yes, Dr. John. The last practice is called Tanuki Hibiki, the towel twist. It may sound simple, just twisting a towel, but it is the jewel among these 6 movements. Many Japanese centenarians credit it as their secret for longevity.
How does something so basic make such a difference?
You hold a towel in both hands, arms extended, and create tension as if pulling it apart. Then, while keeping that tension, you slowly twist your torso from side to side. This activates deep stabilizing muscles throughout the body, muscles that normal exercises often ignore. Even the spine and the small muscles of the feet are engaged.
That's fascinating. I came across a long-term study from Taku University. It followed 15,000 Japanese seniors for 20 years. Those who practiced this towel twist daily lived, on average, 7 years longer. Their grip strength stayed strong into their 90s, and brain scans showed better memory and reaction times.
Yes, the secret lies in the isometric contraction, the tension without movement. When you hold that tension, your muscles release special proteins called myokines. These act like medicine within the body, reducing inflammation, improving blood sugar balance, and even supporting the growth of new brain cells.
That bridges beautifully with Western science. And I also read that the twisting motion stimulates both sides of the brain at once, creating new connections. Almost like a brain exercise hidden inside a body movement.
Exactly. It is a union of body and mind, and breathing plays a role too. As you twist, you exhale slowly, activating the vagus nerve, which calms the heart and reduces stress. In Buddhism, we say, the breath is the bridge between body and spirit. Here, the towel becomes a tool to awaken that bridge.
For our listeners at home, how should they begin?
Take a small towel, roll it, and hold it at shoulder height. Pull outward gently as if to stretch it apart. Twist slowly to the right, hold for 3 seconds, then return to center. Breathe in as you return. Breathe out as you twist. Repeat to the left. Just 1 minute in the morning and 1 in the evening is enough to bring benefits.
That's practical, safe, and accessible for anyone.
Yes, and done mindfully, it is more than exercise. It is meditation in motion.
That's a wonderful perspective. Do you have a final reflection to leave us with?
Yes. And if you wish to begin, choose just one. Practice it daily with awareness, like watering a plant. Over time, add another. Health grows not from force, but from gentle consistency.
So let's summarize for our listeners. 6 daily practices from Japanese elders: slow walking, radio stretching, deep squat rest, single leg standing, floor sitting transitions, and the towel twist. None of them require special equipment, but together they support balance, flexibility, strength, and even brain health.
In the Buddhist tradition, we say, when the body is steady, the mind becomes clear. These 6 movements are not just for longevity, but for peace. May each listener find harmony in small, mindful actions each day.
Thank you, Dr. Javaka. And thank you to our listeners. Try one of these practices this week and notice how you feel after 7 days. Share your experiences with us. We love hearing your stories. Until next time, stay healthy, stay balanced, and walk gently through your days.